Hello and welcome to my channel, Joyce's Affordable Glam Life 360, or just Joyce. I'm on here to discuss another unsolved mystery, and this mystery is called the Hoia Baciu Forest. If you would like to know what this mystery is all about, keep on watching. The Hoia Forest is a forest situated to the west of the city of Cluj-Napoca. As always, I'm not exactly positive if I am pronouncing the names correctly, but I will put them up here somewhere. Napoca is near the open air section of the Ethnographic Museum of Transylvania. The forest is used as a common recreation destination. A biking park has been added to the forest, along with areas for other sports such as paintball, airsoft, and archery. The forest covers an area of about 13 square kilometers. Its southern border begins on a ridge which runs east to west. It does not contain the steep southern slope of the hill, which rises from the Sol-Mic River that is to the north. The forest ends on a smoother slope which meets the Nadas River. The eastern end of the forest is bordered by, forgive me again for not pronouncing this totally correct, the Taitura Turcolai. So again, I will put it up here somewhere. Some of these words are so hard to pronounce, especially because they're a different language, and so that makes it really hard, but I'm doing the best I can. Please forgive me. Please, please, please. The Taitura Turcolai, I might just not even say it because what's the point? I'm not saying it right. It's an artificial valley that divides the hill from the north to south and contains a traffic road. The west end of the forest reaches the northeastern slope of the Diolol Salor, nearby the Magi Forest, which extends further westward. The Bonger Valley runs along the south end of this side, which contains a downy oak grove unique to the southern steppe. Part of the northeastern end of the forest is bordered by Valia Longa, which is translated as Long Valley, which passes through Eocene limestone and forms Chile Bacoli, a valley with asymmetric slopes. A small natural lake is located upstream from Chile at the border of the forest. There are several springs with potable water at the north edge of the forest in Long Valley. I'm going to say Long Valley because it's easier for me to say than the other name. It's easier for me to say the translated name Long Valley than the other name. The oldest Neolithic settlement in Romania, which is believed to have been established around 6,500 BC, belonging to the Starcevo-Chorus Chris culture, was discovered at the north of Valia Longa, which is, again, Long Valley. Tombs and houses from this settlement were uncovered between 1960 and 1994. The Hoia Baciu Forest is known to be one of the most haunted forests in the world. The history of the forest is shrouded in mystery, and separating fact from legend is as easy as untangling the forest's twisted and warped foliage. It is believed that peasants were killed in the forest hundreds of years ago, and now the area is haunted because of it. This forest was named after a shepherd who went missing in the forest with a flock of 200 sheep. In addition to the medieval history, a UFO sighting in the late 1960s, it further bolstered the site's paranormal legacy. In 1968, Emil Barnia, a military technician, photographed what he claimed was a UFO hovering over the clearing. What differentiates this story from other UFO claims is that Barnea had nothing to gain from reporting the sighting and everything to lose. The communist government equated a belief in the paranormal was madness and state sabotage. So basically, you're betraying them by saying this. What is that called? When you are what is that word? What is that called when you're a traitor? Traitor. Basically, that's what it is. You're a traitor. Okay. Barnea lost his job in a country which had no support for the sect. Locals are convinced the forest is haunted and might even be home to the devil himself. Those who enter the forest report experiencing anxiety and intense nausea or migraines. They also report a feeling of being watched and that there is a failure of electronic devices working here. Visitors will emerge with rashes, scratches, and burns on their skin. The forest does not only have an effect on humans. Misshapen trees grow irregularly out of the ground while other trunks appear charred. Deep in the wood is a nearly perfect circular clearing in which no plants are able to grow. The woodland creatures of Hoia Baciu are unusual. One instance was a group of hikers were startled by an appearance of a great wolf. The beast stared blankly at the intruders, then calmly walked away. Ectoplasms are routinely seen by joggers brave enough to enter. Pictures from the forest have been photobound by shadowy figures. One picture shows a man in the traditional dress of northern Romania. He is considered to be a very local ghost. There are popular legends that includes one about a young girl who was about 5 years of age vanishing into the forest and then returning 5 years later with no recollection of what had happened. They searched for her when she first disappeared without any success. 5 years later, though, she came out of that forest, and there are reports that say she was still wearing the same clothes that she disappeared in, and they were just as clean as when she had disappeared 5 years ago. Then there are other times that it has been reported she is completely changed and she has a darker complexion. There is no reference online to what her name might have been or when this might have happened. And honestly, these are details that are very important when you preserve true stories. And most Hoia Baciu articles say that many people disappear into the forest and are never seen again. When I research both sides, those who counterprove something or those who can prove it, and well, who basically tell the story and the facts that they have or the evidence they have to support their claim. So I read probably quite a lot of articles that I can read on one particular topic, and then I take that information and present it here. So again, those are reports that have said that they can't find any information about the girl's name. It's just a girl. And when, like the date of when this happened. So, but you're talking how long ago and how often do people write something down? I guess if it's that important, they would, but anyway. Let's get back to the story. There are many stories that is geomagnetically anomalies. anomalous, full of unexplained compass variances and powerful fields that might affect people or portals to dimensions. Basically, magnets, therefore ghosts. Another phenomenon at the forest are strange red lights. There are unexplained splotches of light and luminescent orbs. These orbs hover in the sky. A wide variety of apparitions are commonly spotted through the gnarled trees. Travelers have also said they could hear disembodied voices or laughter. Faces are known to suddenly flash into existence in front of startled visitors. I'm startled just now. No, thank you. Oh my gosh, that startled me just right there. Okay, let's keep going. In addition to appearing in photographs upon being developed when nothing out of the ordinary was seen when the pictures were taken. Disfigured, distorted faces have also been known to materialize out of the trees themselves as if they are growing or blooming from the branches and trunks. So like, are the spirits living in the trees? Like, how does that work? I don't know. See, this is what I mean. I'm very curious, but I don't know if I could actually go and research it there near Transylvania. I'm not sure. There has been occasional reports of a thick black fog through the trees and underbrush, as well as glowing eyes floating about. Okay, if I see glowing eyes floating about, I'm leaving that area. I'm not staying. How to say how are those eyes not gonna come at me and attack me or put a trance on me? I don't know, but I'm leaving. I'm leaving. EVP activity has been reported in the forest, with unidentified voices emanating from the ether over radios or even cell phones. The most common form of ghostly activity reported here is the presence of flickering, dancing lights that convert among the trees and have no discernible origin. These orbs of light will blink into and out of existence without warning. These mysterious orbs of light have been studied by paranormal investigators using different scientific equipment such as infrared cameras and thermal detectors. What has been found is that these orbs do not seem to produce any heat, as thermal imaging equipment has so far failed to turn up any heat signatures for them. These orbs seem to be random in their activity with no real rhyme or reason as to when they will appear or when they are most active. Poltergeist activity is allegedly rampant in the forest. Well, I would imagine so. With cameras or bags being violently flung into the underbrush by unseen forces. There has been reports of people being violently pushed around or thrown down to the ground. One example of this happened on an episode of a TV show called Destination Truth, when a crew member was suddenly and violently attacked by an invisible aggressor. Reports by the crew, the man in question, Evan, was sitting in a clearing when there was a sudden flash of light, and he was thrown across the clearing to the other side. Evan was disoriented when he found he had unexplainable scratches all up and down his arms, despite the fact that he was wearing a long-sleeved shirt. Well, I would think he was disoriented. He later reported that shortly before the incident, he states that he heard strange female voices behind him before he was blown across the clearing. There is an episode of this, of what happened on film, and it still remains unexplained. Well, yeah, I mean, I didn't look at the video. Maybe I should look it up, but I didn't, of this to see what exactly happens. But I'm sure, I mean, I didn't even check to see, my bad. I didn't even check to see if you can look it up. So maybe I will do that after. We will see. If I find it, I'll link it in the description box below if anybody wants to see it, if I find it. No promises, but yes. Destination Truth team was also able to capture the mysterious orbs of light on film during their investigation. And what I forgot to mention, which I want to mention now, is 5 other people besides that 5-year-old girl who they can't identify her name. They also vanished into the forest to later turn up. But in these cases, they were found dead. It was determined that all of these recovered bodies had died of suicide. Well, died of suicide. Yes, maybe. Because, like, maybe everything so scared to the point of, you know, maybe tortured. I don't know. I'm not, just my opinion. You know, maybe tortured. I don't know. Then decides to take their life because they can't take it anymore. I'm not sure. Just my opinion. One of the most unusual features of the landscape is the presence of a circular area around 300 meters wide, which demonstrates high levels of electromagnetic activity and other anomalous readings. Investigations into the mysterious dead zone within the forest have turned up no rational reason for why no vegetation will grow there. Soil samples have shown there to be nothing out of the ordinary and indeed nothing to distinguish it from the soil surrounding the barren circle. So far, it has been a complete mystery as to why nothing will grow here. Now, I also read that some people describe it as a meadow. So electronics are brought into the dead zone, and they often go haywire or stop working entirely due to the potent electromagnetic fields permeating it. There are also magnetic anomalies and other measurements that have shown the circle to exhibit abnormal microwave, infrared, and radioactive readings. Locals from the area point out that the circular patch as being the main hotspot of paranormal phenomenon and weirdness in the forest. It is claimed that it is where the ghosts of the murdered peasants reside. Interesting. The Hoia Baciu Forest has spurred various theories to explain what is going on. Some theories run from the plausible to some people would say absurd. One theory that is that the forest holds a gateway or portal to another dimension or brushes up against some thin spot between our world and another. It is the basis that this could explain the various entities and orbs frequently spotted in the forest, as well as the missing people and even those who have experienced lost time or seemingly teleported from one area to another. Another theory is that there is some kind of alien base here that is causing the UFO sightings, orbs, and even hallucinations and abnormal readings on various measuring equipment. Another more, some would say, absurd theory is that the forest was the real center of the lost Atlantean civilization, and that these mysterious ancient inhabitants created various teleportation portals with which to travel anywhere in the world and indeed the universe. Now, here is where some people would say is a more grounded idea or theory proposed. For at least some of the weird goings on here is that perhaps the forest is a source of some sort of ultra low frequency sound waves, which are sounds that are inaudible to the human ear, yet can create some profound physical effects from their vibrations. These sound waves have been known to create deep feelings of unease and disorientation in people who experience them, which are similar to the sensations reported Ultra-low frequency sound waves could also potentially be the root cause of the physical discomfort associated with the forest, such as headaches, nosebleeds, and nausea. And these sound waves can also possibly produce profound audio and visual hallucinations. Ultra-low frequency infrasound is actually produced in nature all of the time, most notably in relation to natural phenomenon such as thunder, earthquakes, and erupting volcanoes. Could this be the source of such sound disturbances emanating from the forest? It could account for many of the eerie phenomenon that is reported from this place, but it does not explain the poltergeist activity, apparent physical attacks causing visible injuries on visitors, or the bizarre circular area where nothing will grow. Whatever you believe, there's no denying that something out of the ordinary is going on in the Hoia Baciu Forest. I mean, beyond on our current understanding, there's no denying. I mean, I think specialists in various fields have been drawn from all around the world looking to try and find some hint as to what processes generate this phenomenon. Despite a growing body of evidence and documentation of strange happenings occurring here, no one has been able to figure out exactly what is happening here or why. It should be concentrated within the forest. So all these happenings are happening within the forest. So it's not outside of it. It's right there in the forest. Whatever side you're on to the, there's a perfectly typical, not an absurd reason for happening to those who believe that, yeah, maybe there is another dimension and maybe in the forest, this is where it's at. So there's no denying something weird is happening. Not only does the forest attract researchers and investigators from paranormal and scientific disciplines, the Hoia Baciu Forest attracts large numbers of people from all over the world. People come from all walks of life, ranging from people coming out of morbid curiosity or in hope of seeing something weird to people whose beliefs are or could be considered fringe. Even allegedly has been reported of Satan worshipers coming to this area. The forest is even popular among Wiccans who see it as a place of power that can boost the effectiveness of their various spells and rituals and imbue their charms with aided potency. So are there forces at work here that lie beyond our current understanding of the natural world? So are there forces at work here that lie beyond our current understanding of the natural world? What processes are in operation here to make this one relatively small patch of forest so saturated with the unexplained? Is it a realm bumping up against other planes of existence, or something even stranger? Maybe one day we will come closer to figuring out what is happening in the forest. But as of right now, it is just a deeply mysterious and inscrutable as it has ever been. Researching this, the Hoia Baciu Forest was very interesting. I loved researching this story or mystery because of the fact that, I mean, there are so many theories that some would say, no way, right? No way. And there's other theories that some people would be like, yeah, this maybe it is another dimension. And, I want to keep my mind, just what I think open, because we don't know. I mean, we think we do. We think we know what's going on, and something happens and it just totally makes us re-question or rethink what we've believed in the past, if that makes sense. I hope. I really enjoyed this story, this mystery of what's going on in this forest. And there are those who believe in ghosts, in paranormal, that believe in maybe there's a different dimension happening here. And I'm not going to dispute that. Maybe there is. And maybe it's just the frequency that it talked about, the ultra frequency, low frequency. But they cannot concretely say yes or no to that. It leaves this an unsolved, unexplained mystery. If you liked this mystery of the Hoia Baciu Forest, please give me a thumbs up. It helps me out. If you are not subscribed to my channel, will you please consider subscribing to my channel? If you already are subscribed to my channel, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for your love and your support. And I will see you in the next one. Take care.